Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to this special edition of FST News. I'm Amanda Lee.
And I'm Lauren Muller.
75 years ago this morning, our country changed. There has been only 2 acts of war that were started on American soil, the most recent 9/11, but in 1941, one of our most strategic military installations was attacked. FST News General Manager Matt Mayhood is here to take us back to 1941.
Good morning. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt said that the date that will live in infamy will never be forgotten. In about an hour and 45 minutes, it will be 75 years since the Empire of Japan attacked our military installations at Pearl Harbor on the Hawaiian island of Oahu. It was a warm Hawaiian morning on December 7th, 1941. Just before 8 a.m., people on Oahu were going about their business. Some were waking up, some were getting ready for church on the Sabbath. Meanwhile, a war was being fought thousands of miles away on the continent of Europe between the Axis powers and the Allies. The United States of America was neutral at the time and not directly involved in World War II. Nazi Germany was at war with the rest of the world. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill desperately wanted President Roosevelt and the United States military to help with the war, but the president continued to deny Churchill's request. While all that was going on, another war was brewing. The Empire of Japan readied its aircraft and ships and steamed toward the United States Pacific Fleet on the Hawaiian Islands. At 7:48 a.m. Hawaiian time, 10:48 a.m. Las Vegas time, the United States Pacific Fleet was caught completely off guard. Japanese planes filled the airspace over Oahu. According to History.com, at 8:10 a.m., a 1,800-pound bomb smashed through the deck of the USS Arizona. The ship exploded and eventually sank with 1,000 men inside her hull. The USS Oklahoma was hit by torpedoes and capsized and eventually sank. After the 2-hour attack, every battleship in the harbor was affected. The USS California, West Virginia, Utah, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and the Nevada. All of the ships were recommissioned and used again in the war with the exception of the USS Arizona and the USS Utah. When it was all over, the attack affected nearly 20 American ships, more than 300 airplanes, dry docks where ships are repaired, airfields, and it killed nearly 2,500 men and wounded nearly 1,000 more.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
On December 8th, President Roosevelt spoke to a joint session of Congress in what is called one of the shortest speeches requesting a declaration of war.
With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God. I ask that the Congress declare that since the unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.
With that speech, Congresspeople voted to declare war on Japan. The vote was 82-0 in the Senate and 388-1 in the U.S. House of Representatives. The vote no was cast by Jeannette Rankin, a pacifist who also voted against World War I. She was the first woman elected to Congress in 1916. More than 2 years after World War II started, the United States of America was officially in the war. Today, the world has changed. In Hawaii, the USS Arizona Memorial is one of the main tourist attractions on the island. Beneath the water, the Arizona sits, seeping oil, all while men are still trapped inside. The memorial is treated as a somber place. It's difficult to count how many survivors are still alive. In 2013, it was estimated that 2,000 to 2,500 were still thought to be living. In a recent History Channel special, the number today is believed to be about 300. According to KHNL, the NBC affiliate in Honolulu, President Barack Obama and the Japanese Prime Minister will meet in Honolulu later this month to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the attacks. The visit will make the Japanese Prime Minister the first Japanese leader to visit Pearl Harbor. This visit comes 6 months after President Obama was the first U.S. sitting president to visit the atomic bomb memorial in Hiroshima. So even though it was about 75 years ago, the effects from Pearl Harbor, they're still felt very much so today.
Is there really still oil coming out of the USS Arizona?
You know, there really is. It's kind of eerie when you go visit it, if you've ever been to it. If you get the chance, go to it. It's an emotional feeling to look down from what they call the bridge, and you can see the ship and the oil coming out from it. And the eerie part is just knowing that, you know, it's a memorial site. So there are still bodies inside that ship. And one of the legends that you hear on the tour is that the oil seeping out of the ship is in remembrance of those people who are still inside the ship.
That is heavy. Man, 75 years ago and it still really hurts. Well, the National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day commemoration will start a day of remembrance activities across the nation. A live stream of the events will be available on FSTnews.com.
The FOOTHILL administration is always taking on challenges, but today, their most recent challenge takes a clever twist. FOOTHILL High School administration is challenging the boys... No? The FOOTHILL High School administration is challenging the boys basketball team to create their own mannequin challenge. In the challenge, you saw teachers, admin, and other staff. Looks like it's going to be an intense challenge. I can't wait to see how the boys will top it.
It's going to be insane. These challenges blow me away every time. I find it hilarious. From all of us at FST News to you, have a great day, Falcons.